couple of companies.
Yes, a very good afternoon to all our friends and residents right here at the Geylang Serai, and of course right here at the virtual CC brought to you by Geylang Serai CC. We would like to share with you that we do have a lot of programs right here, and today itself is actually coming towards the second series of the program, which is called the Wisdom Eye on Business Money Mastery Show. So what we're going to see for today, right, is actually also a very special guest that is joining us. But right beforehand, let me just share with you on some of the things that we'd like to also emphasize on the program. Let's put the attention to the slide right now. Okay, so welcome down to this program for today. And of course, my name is Jie, and I'm going to be the one that is hosting for this series of program right here at the Wisma Geylang Serai itself. So this program aims to actually create awareness to the public to be future ready while Singapore march towards its mission to be Asia's business and financial hub. So to better outreach to the masses, it will be a series of bilingual dialogue with a twist of informal, interactive and infotainment covering local and international business news. So before we actually kickstart the program, we would like to actually share a quick disclaimer. So this program is for information purpose only and should not be constructed as recommendation for purchase, sales, subscribe, or participate in any services or products. Before acting on the information provided, please consider if it suits your objective and risk tolerance. Should you need professional advice, do consult the MAS Registered of Representative list, or if you need more assistance, feel free to reach out to us because we'll be right here to be able to refer to you a list of professionals for your consideration. So right now, I would like to actually share with you one of the very, very special guests that we have right here in the studio itself. He's none other than Peter Yeo, the founder of Encrypto and NFT Bounty. I'm so excited about NFT anyway. So the NFT Bounty itself, which is actually the world's #1 NFT bounty watch, and ChiaMining as well, which is actually backed by a listed company, and of course CloudMining.sg, which actually is now climbing on the hype of this thing called the Dogecoin itself. And next as well, he was the ex-co-founder of Xinfin, which is actually the co-creator of the first hybrid blockchain, and actually they have reached at its peak a $1 billion market cap. So right now, without further ado, please put the attention to Peter Yeo.
Thank you, Jie.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here for today, and really, really welcome you to the studio itself. Okay, would you like to share with me more about yourself first? Like, how do you actually started your career, and right now at the merge of actually blockchain itself?
When I first graduated from Temasek Poly, I finished a $1 billion cap project with Samsung. It was a Samsung Siltronic project, and after that, it was the economic crisis. So instead of finding any more billion-dollar or million-dollar project, it was the financial crisis, and I decided to start an internet cafe in Indonesia, Batam, just an hour's ride away from Singapore actually. And from there, I got acquainted with Bitcoin in 2009, and as you say, the story begins there.
Okay, that is indeed interesting. So besides for the, I would say, internet cafe, I heard that you actually have around 100 over centers in Indonesia. Is that correct? So what was your peak, and how do you actually move towards things like bigger projects with Samsung and all that?
We collaborated with a lot of the internet cafes there, yeah, but they were not directly under the brand. Yeah.
I see. That's cool. That's interesting. And I think that today we're going to be sharing with all the audience right here a few things that's pretty interesting. Let's take a look at the key highlight for today. So the news flash, I do understand that we're going to come to this news flash, which is actually right next week at 8 May 2021. There will be an SNL on the Doge father, which is Elon Musk. This is actually pretty exciting. I'm just thinking that how did Elon Musk call himself like Doge father and all that. And the next topic that we have right here for the highlight for today is actually the next Bitcoin challenger, which is a Chia network. And the third one will actually be the world's first NFT bounty watch. And lastly, which is the life for Peter beyond technology. So let's get started. And of course, during the show itself, if you have any question, feel free to Facebook chat with us anytime. And of course, if you have further queries, we do understand that personal finance is actually something that is closer to our heart. If you'd like to reach out to us over email, feel free to drop us a mail as well. Okay, and of course, every single series, we do have a lot of prizes to be given out. So the previous series itself, we have given out 3 $10 voucher. And today itself, it will be the same thing, unless Peter want to throw in something extra.
We'll keep that to the end.
We'll keep that to the end, okay? So do stay tuned to the end, and you might be walking away with some surprise prizes. I hope that is the watch or something. Okay, that's a bit too much. I can see from his facial expression. Anyway, so we're going to have 3 lucky winners that walk away with our program's prize, which is actually a $10 shopping voucher. What you need to do is very simple. As long as 3 days from the date of the publish for this video itself, if you actually comment, like, questions, or even send us anything or answer the question correctly, we do have 2 quiz later on. If you manage to get it correct, you will be one of the lucky ones that's walking away with this prize. Okay, so let's right now kickstart to the first chapter for today, which is the news flash for the Doge father Elon Musk, which is going to be happening on 8 May 2021 and SNL. Okay, so let's take a look. What is this entire rise of Dogecoin all about? For those who are actually familiar, recently what Elon Musk did is he mentioned that you can pay the car, which is actually his Tesla car, through Bitcoin, and suddenly the price of Bitcoin just boomed down, okay, in the whole world. So right here, Dogecoin actually also skyrocketed after Elon Musk labeled himself as Doge father. So what is this Doge father all about, Peter?
Well, Elon Musk, after affiliating himself with Bitcoin and Dogecoin, he has come out with a new label for himself, calling himself the Doge father. And that has been going on for a while lately. He has been the so-called father figure to our very adorable Dogecoin, the Inu Shibi. Yeah, and he's now the Doge father. And if you go on to the next slide, you can see that since January this year, the Dogecoin has gone from half of a cent almost to the peak at 45 cents.
Oh, I just realized that it's actually just like a year ago.
It's
Wow.
just this year, January.
Just this year. And it's
From
like
January
just
this year.
3 months, and we are like talking about
Almost 90 times, yeah.
90 times. Gosh, that's better than Bitcoin.
Had we known, we'll be all millionaires.
It's okay, I'll just get a paper and write 1 million on the paper, so that's my $1 million dream. Okay, well, that's indeed crazy, yeah. And I heard that there's going to be some spike coming up soon. I believe, right, you know what, a lot of people say that the Dogecoin is like with a symbol of a dog. I think now this dog is like the world's most famous dog, right?
Yes. Actually, the Dogecoin started off as a meme, as a joke coin. In fact, on his white paper, it said, "Do not buy me, do not invest in me."
Really?
It was a joke.
It was a joke.
It was actually a pun, against Bitcoin and Litecoin. And yeah.
But how did it actually become such a big meme, just suddenly adopted by Elon Musk? It's because Elon Musk loves dogs and all that.
In one of the videos on YouTube where Elon was explaining why Doge is very ingenious, because he's saying that with so much attention on the Bitcoin and the institutional funds, what if Doge really became the choice of currency for Mars?
Mars.
Quote unquote.
Quote and unquote, okay? So he wants the dog to fly to the Mars.
Yes, to the moon and beyond.
Okay, all right, I see. So I understand that actually for all coins, right, in the whole world, usually they do start off from the mining part, right?
Yes.
And I also understand that you do have some history in terms of mining for the coin itself. Would you like to share with us? I saw that on the next slide itself is mentioning that CloudMining, which is your company, actually had approximately 5 to 10% of global LTC and Dogecoin hash rate. What does LTC means? I mean, for the viewers who doesn't really understand about coin, would would you mind to share like LTC, what does that mean, and how the company, just like in Singapore, owns like more than almost 10% of the global's hash rate for LTC and Dogecoin?
Being one of the early adopters of Bitcoin, when I started mining in 2009 in my internet cafe, the coin had very little value. Like over a week, over 300 gaming computers, we mined almost 1,000 Bitcoins. But back then, the value of it was not even worth the rental on the internet cafe computer or even the electricity. And we did not keep the private keys. And that was my first lesson, right?
What? You mean you did not keep your private key?
No, it was an internet cafe. When you press reset, it's gone.
Hang on. How many coins have you managed to mine previously for LTC and also for the...
So when we came to 2013, 2014 and started cloud mining, we raised 1.5 million and we built over 1,000 ASIC machines in a data center in Jurong, in Joo Koon actually. As you can see, the setup there, all the power cables, all the cooling fans, everything was custom made. We turned a warehouse into a mini data center.
So you are the first data center in Singapore,
and back then,
privately owned.
and back then we were actually 5 to 10% of the global hash rate for both Litecoin and Dogecoin. And throughout our operations, we mined close to 1 million Litecoins. And going then, Dogecoin was like a freebie. Each Litecoin you would get about
Free dog.
10,000 Dogecoins per Litecoin.
So what is the relationship between Litecoin and Dogecoin then?
In 2014, Dogecoin announced that its consensus protocol will be via merge mining with Litecoin. So that started in 2014, and that was the same time when we started mining. So, but back then, again, the Doge had no value. So if it's one lesson that you take away from today, would be never underestimate your private keys and the potential of any crypto.
Okay, just in case for viewers who are tuning in for the first time, would you mind to share what is private key?
A private key is like your password, your PIN, your wallet, where you store your crypto. Never lose it.
Yeah, so it's as good as like example for your ATM card, you've forgotten the password, you can go back to the bank itself to reset it. But right here, because you're talking about blockchain, it's decentralized, so there's no way you can ask any banks or anyone to help you to find out the password if you forget it. So just want to dig a little bit further. So how many LTC and Dogecoin have you managed to mine previously?
CloudMining Singapore as a group, we mined over 1 million Litecoins, and going by the ratio of 10,000 Dogecoins per Litecoin, there would be 1 billion Dogecoins.
Oh my god, and now the price is 40 cents.
45 at its peak.
And so how much have you just lost?
I'm still trying to find the private keys.
So unrealized loss of 40 over million? Am I right to say that? Okay, please let us know when you manage to find the key. We will rob you, okay? Alright, that's just joking. Anyway, that's indeed very impressive for the cloud mining in Singapore. I've not seen such a big scale of mining in Singapore. So what happened actually back then? I did see that there's actually a lot of different media that has covered all of you. Would you mind to share about how this whole thing actually even back in I think 2016 or 17, right? You already gotten so many media's features and all that. How did all this thing actually happen?
Since 2014, yes.
Oh, 2014! No gosh. And that was like many years ago. I mean, during that time, a lot of people are feeling that it's still a scam and skeptical and all that. How do you manage to get so many media features and all that about your business?
When in December 2013, Bitcoin caught the attention of a few when it reached a new peak of $1,200. And it continued its ascent until 2015 when China announced the first Bitcoin ban. And Bitcoin fell from 1,200 to $200, and Litecoin, which we were mining, fell from 24 US dollars to $2 US. A 12 times drop, or 1,200% decrease, which is deadly, you know, for most industries. So for us then, we had to make a decision to call for cash injection from the investors and franchisees, or we had to no choice, had to liquidate. Yeah, the holdings.
You're sold every single machine as a franchise.
Yes,
to your
it's a
client.
franchise model. Yeah, it's
That's-
a co-leasing, hence cloud mining. Yeah.
Cloud mining. Oh, that's indeed interesting. It's something similar like when you want to buy like industrial building and all that. It's actually separated out into single unit, and every single unit is owned by different investor or different buyers, isn't it? Oh, that's indeed pretty interesting. But I think right now you can't do this in Singapore anymore, right? The power is so expensive, and there's so much of space and all that. How do you actually transit it from there?
Actually, at 1,200 per Bitcoin, and the time the block reward was high, especially Litecoin, the block reward was high. So the numbers did make sense then. But having experienced that, during this current bull cycle now, again on paper it looks profitable to mine again.
Yeah.
All the miners from eBay have been snapped up. There's a lot of pre-orders for mining equipment across all the manufacturers, and they are sold 6 months in advance right now. So back to the scenario. Back then, had you ordered these machines and make a free pre-order or purchase order, forward order of up to 6 months, the market might change direction again. And so it's a better option to have something that is on hand instantly, because right now at this moment in time it is profitable to do mining. But who knows in the future when the market direction changes, or when your machine arrives and then the whole market change already.
Understand.
And of course, Singapore, the residential electrical rates are too high, and the humidity and the temperature is too high.
And I do understand that today you're going to be sharing with us about something pretty interesting, which is actually on cloud and all that, and we'll come to that later on. So I heard that there's actually a tip that you want to share to all our viewers right here that's happening next week at this SNL. So first and foremost, right, pardon me if I really do not know what is SNL. Just like you mentioned to me that it's something similar to like Channel News Asia and stuff like that, right?
I would like to compare it more to like the David Letterman show, or the Oprah show.
Yeah, it's like a Saturday Night Live show, yeah?
SNL stands for Saturday Night Live.
So what's happening right here that is actually everyone is waiting for, like for next week itself?
Over Twitter, there's a lot of anticipation being built up by Elon and the Doge Army, we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the 8th of May, where Elon will be hosting, his the session on 8th of May on Saturday Night Live. And quote unquote on his Twitter, he says, "Let's find out how live Saturday Night Live really is." I think he's referring to the Dogecoin price. There will be a pump. Already the pump has started.
So is it too late for me to enter like right now?
There's still a few more days before the 8th.
But what if it's like a scam or whichever, right? I would say that all these things, a lot of things are speculation, or is it speculation or not speculation?
With anticipation and market sentiment changes, and once it's bullish, it impacts the price. So again, no investment advice, but there we can see a lot of excitement happening.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm just looking at a tweet right here. There's actually 2 tweets that Elon Musk mentioned. One is the Doge father,
Yes.
SNL, May 8. SNL means Saturday Night Live. For those who are not familiar with, it's something like a talk show that we're doing right now, but it's something that's really, really popular in the US. You can Google about it. And the next tweet that he mentioned here, let's find out just how live Saturday Night Live really is, and with a devil emoji. So I'm thinking that actually ever since Elon Musk mentioned that he himself is a Doge father, I just went up like just what we have seen, right? I'm not sure what's going to happen, man. So for friends who are actually right here in Singapore, of course, you can actually always watch the space. And of course, as mentioned, we are not here providing any advice or any suggestion of purchase and all that. What we are here to share with all of our friends right here is actually on different things and also different current trend that is happening in the blockchain and cryptocurrency world. And let's take a look. I think it's really quite factual, yeah? So what is seen here on the slide itself is like, there's this investor. Yeah, he looks
like yes, I agree.
yeah. So what he's mentioning here, right? Actually, he became a millionaire in 2 months. Gosh.
Yeah, it's 69 days.
In 69 days in exact, what he did is actually pretty simple. He basically just followed on what Elon Musk mentioned, because Elon Musk gotten a lot of attention, especially Tesla when listed. Plus, he actually accepted Bitcoin for as one of the payment. He's an advocate of payment, as you know that he was the former CEO and founder of PayPal and all that. So fintech and payment has been something that is very in his blood, and right now he's actually so pro into things like cryptocurrency and all that. After the success of Bitcoin, right now it's Doge and all that. I think this is a space that a lot of people are really wanting to know more. So before you actually do all your sums of like analysis and all that, I would say that actually there's actually a lot of opportunity right here, not necessarily only on investment, as our title goes for Money Mastery. It is also on our site itself on how we can actually find the next unicorn or the next item to venture on in our business. Okay, so right here, I do understand that actually mining is something that is quite outdated back then, but what if for people who are actually afraid to invest? Peter, do you think that mining itself will be another way to do this form of so-called investment itself?
Actually, when Satoshi Nakamoto wrote the white paper in 2008, he had envisioned that everyone could partake and join in this cryptocurrency revolution via mining,
Yeah.
and not speculation, debt, or investment. No, it was true mining. But then it became that it became an ASIC race for who had the more advanced rig setup, mining rig setup that had more computing power, and it became a very huge arms race right now that's happening. And the individuals are now kind of being sidelined. If you want to go into mining, you need the best equipment, you need the best cooling, you need the cheapest electricity, you need the highest computing hash rate, and it doesn't come cheap.
So what should we do in that case? I do know that there's actually quite a lot of new opportunity they would like to share with us right here, which is called the Chia network. Would you mind to share with me beforehand, right? I thought Chia is a Chia tea or a Chia seed, and later on realized that actually it's not Chia seed at all. It's actually about the entire new network. But Peter, would you mind to share with me what is this mining all about? Actually, I would like to understand more about mining first.
So at its core, the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Litecoin or even Dogecoin is powered by proof of work mining, where computers, ASIC chips, or even GPUs are used to provide a computational proof that is secured by this computational proof that the blockchain or the ledger of transactional records is legitimate. And that also secures the network from malicious erroneous entry or malicious intent to thwart the network, also known as the 51% attack. So if someone wanted to contort or twist or influence the network negatively, they would have to be over 51% invested in computing hash rate of the network. So it wouldn't be logical to shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah,
Say,
I believe so. So indeed, mining sounds so complicated. I think you brought to us a video and to show us what is the new type of state of mining all about in year 2021, right? Okay, so right now I'd like to put attention to the video. Camera crew, please. Let's take a look at the video about the state of mining in the year 2021.
This is a Bitcoin mine hidden deep in the mountains of Sichuan in China.
就所有的风都往里面吹，然后由上面的风向排走。
And its rival is on the other side of the planet, at a former factory that used to make denim for Levi's.
You see the transformers lined up on the
It's,
outside?
in the
We
US
have
and
a
China.
lot of megawatts.
Right now, it's an arms
These two
race
miners make
between
money by
China and
providing the
US,
massive computing power that's required to process and
who
record
has
a
the
high volume of
higher
cryptocurrency
computational
transactions.
hash rate.
Business was soaring as Bitcoin hit new
Bitcoin.
highs in early 2021.
It's hard to sleep. You go to bed at night and you wake up and you look and you, holy crap, it's still up.
Last year, China controlled 70% of the global processing power that runs the Bitcoin network. And that means the majority of the cryptocurrency's global transactions are routed through these computers in China and recorded by miners here. So a group of US miners is raising hundreds of millions of dollars to win a larger share of Bitcoin's processing power.
When capitalism in the States decides it wants to get into a market and get into an industry, it moves heavy capital there.
They say their work is also meant to protect Bitcoin. Industry insiders say the Chinese government has already cracked down on some crypto entrepreneurs and could potentially disrupt global trading by asking miners in China to block certain users from making transactions.
It's better for cryptocurrency to be spread around the globe so that Bitcoin cannot be manipulated by any single government.
I think there will be competition. More and more human resources, technology resources are putting into this particular new segment.
The battle over Bitcoin mining will decide who controls the infrastructure that powers the cryptocurrency.
它是一个这个水帘，它是木头，然后它是那个纸盒子，为了散热。
Yulong Liu started mining during the previous Bitcoin rally in 2017. And this is one of the sites he works with that has mined about 8,000 Bitcoins over the past 3 years, generating about $28 million in revenue over that time period. Miners need cheap electricity, which is abundant in some parts of China, thanks to dams and coal power plants that were built by the state in the past decade. That electricity then powers fast machines that are necessary to solve mathematical problems in order to eventually mint new coins. China is home to the vast majority of mining equipment production, and so miners like Liu always have speedy access to the best technology, like this cooling system.
风冷的机器不一样，风冷的话，因为有灰尘，所以它会老化。它的油里面，因为最终没有灰，它的寿命会变长。
But the industry in China lives with uncertainty. Liu asks to keep the location of the site a secret because he says he's not sure if the government will crack down one day. While mining itself isn't illegal, virtual currency trading and crypto exchanges are banned in China because they're seen as risky to the country's financial system. In the past few months, Bitcoin industry insiders have said that Beijing accused some Chinese miners of money laundering and froze their credit cards, making it difficult for miners to pay operating costs. The Chinese government did not respond to a request for comment. So to help miners develop their business despite the risks, Liu offers loans so miners don't need to go through Chinese banks. His company Bobble Finance lends cryptocurrencies to about 300 miners, including the owners of this site.
So that they can purchase more equipment at a lower cost, and then maintaining the machine itself, including repairs.
And Chinese miners are now facing growing competition from overseas.
In the United States, we have massive infrastructure, power infrastructure, and building infrastructure that's already been built out, and we can convert facilities into large data mining facilities.
Russell Can is an American miner who scouts the U.S. for abandoned factories and converts them into mining facilities. His goal? Raise cash to develop industrial-scale mining in the U.S., where until a few years ago, most miners ran small DIY operations.
This is my housing for my computers so that the heat is vented outside.
So Core Scientific has built a team with former executives from Microsoft and MySpace and put together an ambitious business plan.
We have Ernst & Young audited financials. We have a strong balance sheet. We check a lot of boxes for institutional investors that a Chinese miner does not check.
The strategy worked. In the past 2 years, the company has raised $95 million and secured a $20 million loan to install mining rigs in facilities including a former denim factory in North Carolina and a former carpet factory in Georgia. Core Scientific's power infrastructure can handle the latest mining equipment, which Can says usually consumes approximately 100 megawatt hours.
Wow, that indeed is a pretty nice video from the Wall Street Journal. And that is actually the state of mining in year 2021. We can see that there's actually a lot of different changes and innovations in the mining space.
On the last screen,
Yeah.
before the video faded, quote unquote 100 MWH, right?
Yeah.
To mine a Bitcoin. That is, there was a comparison that you could watch a TV, 99 year, about almost 10 years.
10 years?
9.9 years, yeah, almost
Wow.
10 years, on a average TV, LED TV, just for the electricity used to mine one Bitcoin.
That is crazy.
So it is going crazy. Data centers are coming in, large corporations are coming in, US companies are raising hundreds of millions of dollars, borrowing tens of millions of dollars just to build data centers to mine Bitcoin. And in China, they are powered by natural hydroelectric dams where electricity is cheap and the manufacturing is close by. They get the latest chips, and the upgrade is, the difficulty curve is very steep. So anyone ordering your own machine, my advice would be, think again.
Yeah.
Because by the time when you receive it, again, it's just like when you order an iPhone 12, but 6 months later then you receive, by the time it's already iPhone 13.
Yeah, so you do discourage people from buying the physical mining machines to do mine, right? That is something that's really pretty outdated right now.
Unless it's inventory, on hand, yeah.
On-hand type of things. Okay, so how about the Singapore scene in terms of mining then? I noticed that there's actually a video right here as well that you'd like to share with us about cloud mining. Let's put on...
Before we cut over, yeah, so this video is about, since 2013, 2014, we had already did research and development, R&D, on liquid cooling, which is to protect the hardware equipment from overheating. And right now this technology is still relevant and can be applied for the next coin that we are about to talk about.
I see, that's interesting. Okay, so now time to the screen itself. I'd like to play the video about cloud mining Singapore.
Yeah, so that wasn't a picture of my home aquarium.
Oh, really? It looks like it. I'm like, what's the bubble or the bubble? It's like mining? Are we like in the water trying to like...
That's actually liquid cooling. It's a form of mineral oil, a special mix of mineral oil that keeps the equipment cool because the heat is dissipated by the bubbles that form and into the air. So it's not water, it will not corrode the motherboard or the hard disk or the CPU chip or the memory. There's accumulating heat because of the computational hash.
I see. So am I right to say that with this kind of cooling system, your power consumption will be lesser?
On this next coin that we're going to talk about, which is the Chia network, yeah.
So this is what you're mining right now, right?
Yes. So Chia network is created by the founder of BitTorrent. And just now over lunch we were talking about, you're asking me what was BitTorrent, and I mentioned to you about Napster, where you share the...
I only heard about Hamster, seriously. I don't know what's Napster. I think it's the different generation. We're having a generation gap, I guess.
You used to be able to share music, videos, files over a P2P network known as the BitTorrent. Yeah, and Napster was the predecessor to it. Yeah, so the founder of BitTorrent created this Chia network protocol, which is decentralized mining based on using your hard disk. So remember earlier I said Satoshi Nakamoto wrote a white paper for Bitcoin envisioning that every home home miner can participate just in Bitcoin through mining.
Yep.
So that's exactly what Chia is doing. With your home PC, with your laptop even, you can mine Chia.
Oh, that's interesting. So you don't need like those data centers. You don't need to
It does
actually
not
buy
need-
the actual machines.
It
And
does
all
not
that.
need high computational power. It does not need. It does not generate a lot of heat. It's very low resource.
I see, I see. So I also heard that Chia is actually backed by a listed company. How does this entire thing come about?
Can you go back to the previous one? Sorry.
Sure, certainly.
Yeah. So on this slide, so Chia is actually mined through proof of space and time. Sounds very cool,
Yeah, I
right?
heard about these few things: POW, POC, POS.
Yeah, it's a proof of work. It's a proof of work mining,
system.
but
Yeah.
it's based on the size of the hard disk and over time where you can mine XCH token, which is the Chia token. So stage 1, you set up your equipment. Stage 2, you install the Chia wallet and the software. Step 3, you then plot, which is the mining. You plot based on the size of the hard disk, then you connect. And stage 4 is when you harvest the XCH token
I
based
see.
on how large your plot was.
So what is the purpose of, miners saving this Chia token then? What can we do with the Chia token?
So right now, when I last checked last night, there's only 10,000 over wallets that was downloaded. So remember earlier when I said when I was mining Bitcoin in 2009
You lost your key.
and lost the key, this time around we're not going to lose the key, but you'll be one of the first 10,000 to start mining, and the growth will be huge.
So do you mean that if I accidentally lost my Chia key, I can find back for my key password and all that?
So right now, when you install the Chia wallet,
Yeah.
the keywords you need to pay special attention to, and write it down and store it somewhere safe.
All right, so I still have to save it somewhere in order not to lose it. And just now we were talking about things like Chia being supported by a listed company, right?
Yes.
Yeah, would you like to share more? How does this list co actually got into this space?
Actually, we have a collaboration with a listed company. Myself and through CloudMining, we have a collaboration with a China-listed DataCenter. There is over 12 network points globally, over 500 terabytes, worth of space through the cloud.
And I could see that they're like almost all around the world, right now.
Yes.
Cool.
Singapore, Indonesia, London, all over the world.
I see. This is indeed something pretty interesting that I would like to actually share to all our friends right here as well. If you're thinking that investing is something that you're a little bit skeptical, you're very, very new in cryptos and all that, you might want to also consider things like mining, because mining you can take part at a very low cost, isn't it? Would you mind to share with me like what is like the cost that we're talking about? If let's say I'm someone that is very free over the weekend, with now lockdown, I can't travel overseas for holiday and all that, I would like to do some part-time in the weekend, like example, some e-commerce business, or probably try out mining and all that. How much is the cost that we're talking about?
Depends on what coin you're mining, whether is it Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, or even the Chia token, which begins trading on 3rd of May with the listed price on Coinbase at starting from $20 per Chia token.
Wow, that's very high.
Yeah. So the break-even point for a full set of hardware, according to the Chia calculator, is about 6 months on an average home entry equipment.
So it's like $100 over for each equipment?
1,000.
$1,000 over.
So you can get back about 1,000 over 6 months.
I see. That's indeed quite something easy to kind of start off, right?
Attainable, I would say.
Yeah, I would say that this is something really just quite interesting that just happened. Like just over the weekend yesterday, my cousin actually texted me because she knows that I'm currently featuring this kind of program and all that. And the previous week, last week, we talked about Bitcoin and stuff. She actually texted me and says that I would like to buy Bitcoin. So I told her that the price is currently at 50 over $1,000. She was stunned. She's like, okay, I'll think about it. I think it's like a bit too high a barrier for me to even enter in. But right here for mining is as low as $1,000, right?
Even buying Bitcoin, you do not need to buy a whole Bitcoin.
Yeah,
You could go in at 50 or 500, yeah, or 1,000.
I see. Cool, that's interesting. Okay, so we come to the next segment, which is something everyone which is been waiting for. Right here is actually time for the quiz. What you need to do is to just type the answer to the chat box right here at the Facebook Live itself. Else, if not, you can actually email to us your answer and just tell us who is Dogefather. Is it A, Elon Musk, or B, Mac Cuban? Okay, so just give us the answer and we'll be drawing the lucky winner. Alright, so now we come to the next segment. This is something that is pretty exciting as well. I was like really fascinated with this world first NFT bounty watch. And this watch itself, would you mind to share like how the watch came to the picture during your journey of blockchain all the way towards to currently, which is actually a watch?
Right, so yes, I was the ex-co-founder for Xinfin, which token has been listed on Bitfinex and has over $1 billion market cap right now. And from then on, the news has been very trending with NFTs consistently. Metacoven was featured many times over the local news, who I knew since 2016 and traded a lot of crypto with him.
Yeah.
So NFT is definitely a trend that will stay. So I thought of how to best utilize NFT in terms of a bounty, where how to creatively apply NFT, because the use of NFT is limitless. So I thought of how to make it a win-win scenario in terms of a limited collection watch that we are soon launching in collaboration with Frank Muller, who has created multiple Bitcoin watches, so-called.
Yeah, Frank Muller is really something pretty exciting in this space. Similar like Elon Musk, who mentioned that you can buy, the car with Bitcoin. But right here, Frank Muller actually inserted the Bitcoin wallet inside the watch itself, right? That's so exciting.
What does it mean by gamification, NFT, and DeFi in terms of the world's first NFT bounty watch? So imagine if, let's say, each watch was at the bidding price of 2 Bitcoin, the bounty is actually like a prize, or I would say like a treasure. And if you visualize the treasure, along comes a treasure map. So each watch and NFT would be one piece of this treasure map, one of 100 pieces of this treasure map. When someone collects all the NFT and unlocks the treasure map, he then gains access to the shared wallet and also this 100 Bitcoin. And also when you scan the QR code on the watch, you can see 100 Bitcoins when there's 100 watches sold.
Yeah, so I think we'd like to actually also know what is NFT stands for now first.
Yes.
And you mentioned things like DeFi and all that. I think it would be good for our viewers to firstly understand what is this definition. Yeah.
NFT stands for non-fungible token, and it's actually a special type of ERC-721 protocol. It can represent a unique digital item or physical item, and each token has a unique serial number that's immutable. And yeah.
I see. And what about DeFi? We keep hearing things like decentralized finance. Is this something similar like digital banking and all?
DeFi stands for decentralized finance, and it is a growing trend that we call it alternative finance. There's not I would say stifled by central banking.
I see. And how did actually this entire concept came about for you to come forward to these? And I would like to also know, like, is security token and the NFT itself are similar or different?
Yeah, if you go onto the slide, you can see that, anything from CryptoKitty that is digital, or even the Beeple, 5,000 days Beeple, which was auctioned off at Christie's for $69 million US. Those are digital, intangible, non-fungible asset or token. Whereas an art piece like a Mona Lisa, or even like the watch that we're launching, an NFT bounty watch, could be a tangible asset which has a physical form, but also has a digital certificate that is unique to that physical asset.
So it's something similar like this, right? We are talking about things like Elon Musk previously mentioned that using Bitcoin to purchase a car, and usually cars are something that is depreciating in terms of asset value, right? So what about the watch, and what's so special about buying the watch with Bitcoin than instead of buying a car?
Correct. So when you use a Bitcoin to buy a Tesla, you actually start losing money. I mean, sorry, Elon, but that's what happens here in Singapore.
It's gonna kill us.
If you instead you spend 2 Bitcoins on a NFT bounty watch to the tune of a Frank Muller limited edition collectible watch, because of the bounty factor, it actually secures the value, underlying value of the watch, that it serves as a partial treasure map to unlock the shared wallet of 100 Bitcoins. So we are applying NFT in a tangible way to make it as a functional collectible. In fact, this is quite game-changing because it can be applied to many other kinds of collectibles, because other than being limited edition for any collectible, what makes it valuable? This NFT angle makes it now functional. It is part of a condition of a smart contract to unlock the treasure.
Yeah, and also a lot of people keep saying that, oh, what if I lost my private key and stuff like that? And I understand that on the NFT model itself, if you lost your so-called key or even for your watch, your Bitcoins are still there. Is that correct?
Yes, in this scenario, for people who are forgetful, that forget their private keys,
Like yourself?
like myself, we are working with a centralized body so right now the shared wallet is in custody of a regulated entity that protects the wallet's interest, the shared wallet's interest.
I see.
So even if you forget your keys, because of the custodian, you're able to restore the credentials.
The custodian that you're mentioning here is actually the watch redemption by the company itself. There's a company that is backing it, and plus this is actually the custodian that you're talking about, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. So I don't have to really worry that for new user and people who are first timer kind of thing, they can actually always start with something physical, right? You can have your Frank Muller on your hand, going out to parties and all that, and at the same time, actually inside do have a value. It's something very similar like unit trust, where you buy the units yourself, there's a value, and on top of that, you get dividends, which is an extra for your auction kind of thing, or profit, right?
More like a treasure hunt.
Treasure hunt, yeah, because you have to kind of like find out the other 100 and collect them together, and you'll be actually getting yourself 100 Bitcoins while you only invest 2 Bitcoins.
Through the NFT bounty, it becomes a functional collectible that secures its value. So, for example, you spend 100,000 to buy a non-NFT watch. The 100,000 is gone.
I think Frank Muller is worth about 100,000, right, each watch?
Any of the collectible watches, luxury watches, or Richard Mille, is to the tune of a high value.
Yeah.
But when you make a high value purchase, it's considered expense and it's written off.
Understand.
But with a NFT bounty, part of it is secured through a treasure bounty, which is unlocked when the collection is complete, thereby making your watch valuable and incentivizing collectors to collect it.
Yeah, that's indeed actually a very, very good idea. I think for friends, if you're thinking that, hey, buying 2 Bitcoins, right, $100,000 is something that is too much for me, how about collecting a watch that inside actually also contain coins?
We are launching additional series other than this 100 Bitcoin one.
Yeah.
And probably there'll be a Doge one.
A Dogecoin. Okay, let's see how's the performance for Dogecoin on next Saturday. Okay, then we'll decide if you would like to purchase a Dogecoin watch. All right, so that's indeed very, very exciting, Peter. I've heard so much from you. I learned a lot about mining. I heard about the watch as well that actually also comes with value in terms of auctionable value for the watch itself, and also inside contains collectible values as well because it's something like a treasure hunt. So what is life beyond technology? You're such a tech person. So besides tech, do you do something else? You don't sleep with tech, right? You eat with tech, live with tech.
So today I shared with you that I've lost 1,000 Bitcoins since the beginning. We sold over 1 million Litecoins, and then now I'm still searching for the private keys of the billion Dogecoin. Beyond chasing after coins.
Yeah.
It came to me recently about the pandemic that's happening in India. A lot of people are dying. The infection rate is going to the tune of 4 to 5 million people, and still there are like 500,000 cases, new cases every day. People are dying on the streets. The bodies are burning, in open air.
Yeah.
So this was 29th April, just a few days ago.
Yeah, it's indeed so sad. Like this afternoon, I was on the way to Geylang Serai. I was just like browsing my Facebook and all that. There's so many videos that's, wow, so heart-paining. So what is your mission right now? Are you going to go to India to help them and all that?
So we thought of a solution to address this issue of the lack of healthcare, on the lack of oxygen, or the lack of beds, on the lack of rooms and wards or intensive care units for those that are in life-threatening situation because of the COVID infection. You can see here they are converting. If you go back to the previous one, they are converting trains into makeshift beds.
Oh yeah, I saw that video itself.
There isn't sufficient because you're unable to breathe properly, and all you're given is a hard surface and a pillow to lie down. That doesn't really help your life-threatening. Yeah.
Jeez. And what about this? This looks so much like Wuhan. And you know what, actually, Peter? I was at Wuhan back in 2019 on November itself when the outbreak started. Don't worry. Present the camera. I'm safe. I'm 100% safe.
All right.
So I was there for this event, and I was really at the market itself. We were touring around, and there was a time that the pandemic started and all that. But it didn't seem to be such a big thing like now, and things are like coming back and forth, even like in Malaysia just these few days, and Singapore as well. We're getting like tightening more.
Fingers crossed, no lockdown.
Yeah, finger crossed, no more lockdown. But no worries, even if it's locked
But it's
down,
better to be safe than sorry.
you can still see us here live. A lot of different news that we'd like to share with you about finance and stuff like that. And actually, after this series of blockchain, we actually have a series on unit trust and all that. I would like to also share about my own personal journey in terms of different type of investment. It's indeed something really, really eye-opening and something new that I learned during the lockdown period. So hopefully, things are not as such. But what is the solution? I'm very excited to hear about it.
Yeah. So in those two pictures, people are begging on the streets for oxygen. They're running out of beds. This old lady was breathing out of a bag, behind a trishaw.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of hospital beds and medical equipment. So in the next slide, you can see our solution, which is using containers. We retrofit them with hospital beds and medical equipment for essential life support. Yeah, next slide. So this is the actual deployment that was done by Italian that we work with through MIT.
So MIT is involved in this?
Yes.
Why through a Singapore company? Are you going to do this on your own mission, or are you going to do it under a company's mission?
It is actually very coincidental. One of my business partners in India was in close relationship with the Gandhi family.
Oh, the Gandhi, the Zen Gandhi.
The Gandhi.
The Gandhi, the real Gandhi.
The real Gandhi.
All right.
and who is in charge of the hospitals, Gandhi hospitals in India. And they had not enough beds, medical equipment, intensive care units. Bodies were piling up along the corridor.
Yeah.
It's really bad, yeah.
I see.
So we thought of a solution, and I remember that, hey, I had this MIT resource and contacts, yeah.
So what's so special about the machines here? How did the MIT actually transform all this into?
So the good thing about containers is that they are readily available, and they can be retrofitted very quickly as a mobile unit, mobile ICU unit or mobile isolation unit for handling this coronavirus patients. And because you can see that the spread and infection is geographically comes in waves from an epicenter, and then it spreads out and then it thins out. So the containers can be redeployed at another location very quickly. So there's you can never over deploy per se.
I see. That's interesting. And what else do we have inside?
Yeah, so it comes fully equipped as an intensive care unit, and it has a see-through glass panel that is hermetically sealed, so families can visit without risk of infection. Yeah, next slide. And there's an air gap. It's air gap, so the air is filtered. Clean air going in, and contaminated air is filtered before it's released. Yeah, can't really see, but yeah, it's a retrofit of a 20-foot container. Thanks. Yeah, so it's more mobile and cost-friendly, and makes more sense than hospital tents or using prefabricated hospital, or remodel existing hospital, or remodel existing stadiums or movie theater. Yeah, those are just makeshift. Yeah.
I see.
So it's, in summary, it's safer, it's more responsive, agile, and adaptable, and it's future-proof. It's mobile. You can move it to different locations. Yeah, next. This is the full medical equipment list.
Indeed. High tech.
It fits the Chinese standard for the coronavirus. What is minimum required in an intensive care unit, and even it can be fitted on a floating barge as well, if the ground location is hard to secure. So it's indeed mobile and global and scalable solution.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, next.
Okay, so that is actually all that you have done for India. Is it gonna start anytime soon, or?
We have secured some funding, and we'll be sending the first few containers.
So this is part of your charity work and part of your mission to give back to the society, I believe?
It's not, I don't see it as anything noble, but it's just entrepreneurs, they just take action, I just saw
Don't think so
some action. Someone needs to do something right now.
I'm pretty sure that's indeed something quite big. And congrats on your journey so far. Yeah, and of course, right now we'd like to put attention back to the quiz again. And that is actually the second quiz. I think we have a few friends who have already commented on the answer for the first one. I will not give you the answer for the first quiz yet, but right here we do have the second quiz. Do continue to like, share, or if not, we'll be commenting on our post. And right here for the second question is, how many Bitcoins are there in the NFT Bounty watch? And we're talking about the watch that Peter had presented just now. Is it A, 100 or B, 200? So Peter, you mentioned that you have a special prize, right? Is it?
Depends whether I find my private keys.
So that's not the prize. And it's only these 3 prizes that we're giving out. Okay, anyway, not to worry. We will be waiting forward and looking forward to the day that Peter found his key and we will rob him, okay? All right. So, indeed, we have come to almost the end for today's program. So, of course, today we have learned a lot about the crypto mining. We also learned about the Dogecoin and how an influencer like Elon Musk can actually move things up and down for different type of things, from his Tesla car next to Bitcoin and now next to the Dogecoin. And of course, last but not least, for friends who are thinking into trying something small, and of course mining will be something for you. If you'd like to find out how you can start a journey from $1,000 from mining, I would say that one of the things that we have shared today is something for your consideration. But of course, do take note that we are not here to promote anything. You can always do your research on any forms of mining opportunities, okay? And last but not least, for friends who are actually a watch collector, I would say, or people who love something valuable and stuff like that, a Frank Muller watch might be a good idea, yeah, to kickstart with.
Or a Dogecoin watch.
Dogecoin watch? No, that doesn't sound cool. I think Frank Muller would be good. And how good is that if you can do something like diamond for ladies and watch and all that?
Yeah, with a dog on it.
Oh, you work on it.
With a dog.
With a dog? No, no dog. With diamond on it, okay? So we look forward to different type of things. And of course, you can also always try out by owning 2 Bitcoins on a watch. And that is actually something that is collectible and auctionable and 100% safe as well, okay? So if you have any question, feel free to comment to the post or write to us, especially if you would like to reach out to us on personal questions or investment journey and all that. Okay, so once again, a disclaimer. So we'd like to also share with all of you that the program is mainly for information purpose only. If you'd like us to share with you on any qualified professional for consideration, do reach out to us, okay? So we come to the end for today's program, and once again, my name is慧-Jie. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Wisdom Eye on Business. One more last thing to ask Peter. What is your view and opinion about money mastery on business itself?
I was just watching some videos on Instagram actually.
Yeah.
And there were videos on Elon Musk again. There were videos about Robert Kiyosaki. A lot of the life lessons on running businesses are not taught in schools. In fact, it is from real life experience that teaches you more. Yeah.
Okay, so what is your first suggestion to friends who really wants to try out mining or crypto?
Take baby steps, learn, and the experience is what counts.
Yeah, so keep on trying, keep on learning, and from there you will achieve your money mastery. Okay, so with that, we would like to tune off right here. Thank you so much, Peter, for joining us once again. Thank you, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you, and have a pleasant Sunday.